How old is it?
Oh, is it?
250.
Great.
Yeah. So we don't really need to get
Okay.
So what's the name of the track?
Sleigh Bell. It's called Kids by Sleigh Bells.
Sleigh Bells. Okay. And it's a soundtrack to a film.
Yeah, 2 films. Equalizer and
So so it's been used in 2 films as a soundtrack.
yeah, it's not like a
No music video.
No, it doesn't have a music video. So basically, we want to do. It's like an American high school cheerleader jock kind of. It's like bubblegum pop meets like battle royale type thing. You know what I mean?
But
It's like. So the first, like when the song starts, it's a car, like a sports car, and it drives up to a big building, and 2 girls get out, and they're dressed as cheerleaders, and they walk into school, and everyone stops and they look, and
Cast of thousands, yeah?
yeah. Do not keep very much. So we're gonna have 2 main cheerleaders, and then you're gonna have like 2 jocks. So they're gonna get out and go into the school, and then you're gonna have like a couple students that are like in the hallway. We're gonna have like lockers like on either side. And at the beginning, the editing is a bit like this. This is from the trailer.
Not if I find you first.
Like that. You see? And it's basically, it's a progression of, they start off like just really mean high school popular kids, and then it gets more violent, and it's like, for example, there'll be shots of like someone blowing gun and it pops back in their face, and then there'll be shots of like them holding a baseball bat, and it'll be clean, and the next shot it will be like there'll be blood splattered everywhere. It's like dark, stereotypical kind of. It's supposed to be like it looks like a satire. Yeah. So when there's a gunshot in the song, there's a gunshot. She goes, and she goes, "Did I forget my sunglasses?" It's going to be like a spray of blood over her and another girl, and then she's going to be like, "Wait, did I forget my sunglasses?" As if it's nothing. So we're going to have it shot in the studio.
It's not going to look like American.
I know, the school doesn't look like American.
This doesn't even look like a school.
Yeah, I know.
That's your first problem, is that if you're thinking of using this as a school, this ain't a school, this is a private house with
What we think of doing is getting the studio, making 2 sets of lockers, and instead of like have them walk slowly and have it like a lip sync.
Yeah, okay, cool, that's
so
cool.
You could have that, and then you could have, for example, the singer leaning by the locker singing whilst there's like, I don't know, teenagers doing stuff over there.
Like what?
Guys banging on the lockers, people making out, stuff like that.
Yeah. Like
someone
nerds like locked in a locker or something.
Okay, they're like stuck in the locker, like, but we don't have to use. We can just get them to walk really slowly, or get them.
I think you're thinking about too theatrically. I think you just, you do a lip sync of the lockers, him standing still. You do a lip sync of him walking down to the lockers. You do a lip sync of him, people in the background walking on the lockers. Do you see what I mean? You do separate things of the different things
like
that are happening
against
the lockers. So you could just have him looking. You do a mute thing of him looking, so, and that's what he sees. He looks over there and he sees something going on there, and you see. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
At the moment, what you've got is you've got photos going on. Whilst I remember, Greece had loads of lockers in it. I don't know if they burnt them or they it was all basically all that happened in Greece. They set it in a locker room, didn't they? I can't remember anything else that happened.
So would we need to find out if they had those lockers?
You could ask if that, because it might.
Because they could go into the studio, could they?
Well, if we've got whole walls of locker room, then we don't have to build it. We can just go and pick them up from somewhere. Put them in the studio as a locker.
Can I ask you something then? Could you film it if they've still got a lot of the props and etc. from Greece? Could we film this Greece style, or is it just too cheesy?
No, this isn't a 1950s America.
Yeah,
this is destroyed American culture now.
Okay.
We also want to do a shot on the football field, possibly with a drone.
With a drone.
Yeah.
You don't have a drone. room, we have a zip wire possibly, but it will cost a couple of hundred to get up here. It will
Right,
cost
then
to get us up.
then a shot in the football on the football field.
And what's everyone doing on the football field?
Looking intimidating, or like holding
Well,
back.
the drone, they're not. Yeah, okay.
It's just cool.
I think it's going to run out. I think at the moment the locker thing is going to. You've got about 30 or 40 seconds of video before it's recorded. Before you know it doesn't
Or,
real.
and another shot is in the studio, just people posing because the music's very like duh duh duh. So you
Yeah.
just have people standing.
Can I quote you on that? Sorry. The music's very down.
Right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, play a bit more. There's a cut. There's a, you know, if you cut like that, and you know, it's like, there's a fuck of a lot going on. There's a lot of cuts.
Like
And it's
picture
jagging,
now.
and it's,
Like picture, like someone posing, someone posing, someone posing.
who are going to be the bad guys in it? Who are you going to cast as the bad guys in it? That are dirty and poor and tattooed and steal things for a living
Ted.
and all that lot, because I can't think of
But
one
it's not that.
person.
It's not-
That's not.
That's not what we're kind of going
Like
for.
high
It's
school
like
jock, like blonde hair, blue eyes,
and then like
wearing a
long
varsity
blonde hair,
jacket.
like cheerleaders.
Like Hugo.
So it's like
I thought
really
you were contrasting
contrasting.
that with
No.
So
like
like
baseball, with people with baseball bats and that sort of thing.
no. So we're gonna have like the typical like cheerleader and jock, but it's gonna contrast in a way that you wouldn't think that they'd be like that, like horror kind of.
Well, just giving a jock a baseball bat isn't going to turn him into. It's just a jock with a baseball bat. You know, visually, he's going to hit a baseball with it, not hit someone's head with it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Just image-wise. I'm not saying he got it completely wrong, but I think you can, you know.
It's difficult to explain.
Yeah, but if you can't explain it now, you can't explain it on film. Because you won't get that. Because you can't explain to the art director or to the costumes or to the, or the cameraman. It's a lot easier to do it like this than it is when you've got a whole load of people you're working with and you've got to explain to all them.
So
I'm not
you-
stopping it. You know, you got to work on it. I don't. It's difficult for anything to look America. So forget anything outside. The light is completely different. We're in November. It's grey. In America, every time you see America and high school and all that sort of thing, with the cheerleaders, it's California. Beautiful sunshine. Everyone, you know. That's just what you see. That's what everyone's accustomed to.
I think the nearest thing we had to a high school look was Sesha last year in.
Yeah, she was quite cheerleading.
She's cheerleading, and that's the closest thing you're going to
But
get.
then you're talking about beauty lighting, and you're talking about all
Yeah.
that sort of thing, and which is cool. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think what you're saying is wrong. I'm just trying to, you know, get it somewhere. I personally I don't get, and it could be because I've listened to yours is the sixth idea I've listened to, or maybe the seventh idea I've listened to in the past 2 hours, and so my brain could just be a bit. I don't get the switch to the bass. I get the music and all that sort of thing, but I don't get what they're trying to do with the switch to the baseball bats and the blood and
The contrast, yeah.
all that.
Are you trying to be too clever when you go with a simple idea that we know that would work for you? If you had a locker, a cheerleader, and they would do. Does that make sense? You're trying to be too.
Well,
I can see
I
what's
get
going.
the cutting,
Yeah.
I get the right cuts and all that lot, but I'm not quite sure what you're saying. And I'm not quite sure if you know what you're saying, and I'm not quite sure what the image is. And so I'm starting to impose my own thing. I'm thinking blood, you know, in a car, blah, 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 you know, and I start to think, oh, you know, there's lots of black people just being shot by the police in cars at the moment in America. In fact, there's a whole thing I sort of came into the school this morning. there's Charlottesville, or whatever it's called, so it's the town called Charlotte in America, is rioting because they just shot another black teenager in a car. And so I'm starting to think like that. So it's obviously not working because I'm starting to impose my ideas of what I think on them. Do you see?
But do you remember I showed
And
you?
it's like,
I asked you to look at the
that's
Hollenbeck
my
Girl
worry.
video with Gwen Stefano,
Yeah.
and the idea of the American but they inverted that cleanness of the cheerleader. She was still the beauty queen, but she was a rebellious cheerleader. She took on that attitude about being a cheerleader.
But I like the lockers. If we can get the lockers and we can make it look like that, and there's different, you know, all these naive sort of things happening in amongst the lockers and all that lot.
Yeah.
As long as it looks kind of real, or it doesn't look real, it's obviously a setup. It's obviously a sort of setup and all that sort of thing. And what you're saying, I think could look great, but because it's your age, you've got the whole cast here that could pull it off. You've got to dress them, so it's a bit of a costume.
What's the show this year?
Because they've all got to look.
Yeah.
For real. We may have a load of that shit down in Ragnar. You know, we may have all the jackets and that sort of thing. I don't know if you know enough about American high schools and you know what they're like to be able to pull it off for real. But you know, it's going to take a bit more research on that front. But I think that's only sort of 45 seconds, 40 seconds of the video. Do you see? I think that all.
Have you got a
You've
nickname?
got a lip sync there against the. So go with it.
I have drama
Okay,
device.
okay, fine.
Well, I've absolutely no idea where you're going with the contrast. Because you're just shoving a contrast in. It's like, oh, well. Here's a white piece of paper. Let's put a black dot on it. Ooh, let's put another black dot on it. And it contrasts. Yeah, of course it contrasts. But what are you saying? And I don't think it's clear what you're saying. So have you got it clear what you're saying? Do you know what you're trying to say?
I'm not really trying to say anything.
You've got to say that. Because otherwise why do it? You are saying something by just doing it.
I don't really know.
Oh, by the way, I thought your perfect cheerleader Vogue would be ideal for you.
Anyway, that's, you know, I'm not saying no, I think just go, I'll come back on Monday, Friday.
Well, then first thing tomorrow if you're available.
Yeah,
But if it's Monday, we can sit and work on it during lesson tomorrow if you're.
I think it just needs a bit, I think you need to think about it a bit more. Yeah?
But it's not a no, girls, which is always good.
So you've got 90 seconds, you've probably got 90 seconds of lip sync, but there's 90 seconds of lip sync in there.
Yeah.
In that song. In that track.
Oh.
Does he,
Yeah.
you know, it's.
Do you?
Otherwise, it just kind of looks a bit. It might just look a bit naff. We don't really want it to look a bit naff. Yeah.
Should
Does
we?
that make sense? I'm not sort of putting you crushing and putting you down on it.
Yeah.
Kind of wanting you to, you know, the bright light beauty lit look of the.
Bright
I
light,
get that.
beauty lit. Bright light, beauty lit. Bright light, beauty lit. Bright light, beauty lit.
Cool, but it's, and then the contrast is probably cool, but I don't think you've kind of thought about it. And well, you have thought about it, I think.
It's no the realm. Bright light, beauty lit.
Because I've got it. And you've also locked it within that narrative of the car driving up and all that sort of thing. And that's not going to happen because we're not in America, unless you set it in Britain. There's no way. Even if we hire an American car, it's the things you see in the background.
I love
English. Renaults and big long
Mercedes.
It's not the big highways of America. We're in a country lane, or we're in Guildford, or we're in London, which has a red bus that goes past every, 5 minutes, or a black bomber taxi, or it's you looked at that and the light is the bright Hollywood sunlight. That's the. Yeah, so maybe simplify or stylize that in some way. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Can I? Sorry, it's Phoenix. It's lunchtime,
Yeah.
and I know everybody wants to go to lunch. Ladies, I'll work with you in the morning on this, unless you want to come see me afterwards. Before we leave, Luke's been talking for nearly 3.5 hours to both groups, so we can say thank you.
Thank you.
And can you do these guys a real honour? Can you put the